So the pilot in the cockpit of the fly, the actor, can tell which odor is present simply by looking at which of the blue LEDs lights up. What the actor does with this information depends on its policy, which is stored in the strengths of the connection between the odor detectors and the motors that power the fly's evasive actions. If the connection is weak, the motors will stay off and the fly will continue straight on its course. If the connection is strong, the motors will turn on and the fly will initiate a turn. Now consider a situation in which the motors stay off, the fly continues on its path, and it suffers some painful consequence, such as getting zapped. In a situation like this, we would expect the critic to speak up and to tell the actor to change its policy. We have created such a situation artificially by turning on the critic with a flash of light. That caused a strengthening of the connections between the currently active odor detector and the motors. So the next time the fly finds itself facing the same odor again, the connection is strong enough to turn on the motors and to trigger an evasive maneuver. I don't know about you, but I find it exhilarating to see how vague psychological notions evaporate and give rise to a physical, mechanistic understanding of the mind, even if it's the mind of the fly. This is one piece of good news. The other piece of good news, for us scientists at least, is that much remains to be discovered. In the experiments I told you about, we have lifted the identity of the critic, but we still have no idea how the critic does its job. Come to think of it, knowing when you're wrong without a teacher or your mother telling you is a very hard problem. There's some ideas in computer science and in artificial intelligence as to how this might be done, but we still haven't solved a single example of how intelligent behavior springs from the physical interactions in living matter. I think we'll get there in the not-too-distant future. Thank you.
We only succeed because we have really good, really smart people.
The technology, the ideas, how you bring them to bear, how you scale them up, how you make them real is from the people.
I'm an engineer. I work in early-stage cell culture.
I'm a senior scientist in the Department of Molecular Oncology and Research.
Senior supervisor for the manufacturing plant in Vacaville.
I'm working cell culture, process development.
I'm a functional manager within the PD development group.
What I do supports Access Solutions, which is the part of the company that works directly with patients.
A group head of project management.
I manage a group of system architects at Genentech.
No one person is any more important than any other person.
Even the most senior people are always willing to engage in scientific discussions with you.
Genentech has a teaching culture.
We tap on the shoulder the people who are the smartest functional experts in their area.
When I first visited Genentech, it was so clear that patients were something that people thought about every day. There's a real sense that you're doing something that has a purpose.
Everyone here has their own story and has their own reason for being here.
It means a tremendous amount to me to be able to work on developing products that help save lives.
My brother was diagnosed with leukemia and I lost him to that battle.
My youngest sister who had breast cancer, and unfortunately she was overseas and unable to access medications like Genentech provides, and she passed away from cancer.
To know that something I do really could make a difference and be meaningful in someone else's life, I think we all seek meaning in our life in different ways. And for me, this place offers that.
Why I show up every day is the big C, is to try to solve that mystery. I would love to.
What I've witnessed at Genentech is this unrelenting desire to make sure we deliver and we act and behave and make decisions with the patient in mind.
Whether you're discovering the drug or whether you're packaging the drug, you're all part of this concept.
Genentech does a fantastic job of communicating the big picture, how the science, just pure academic science, ultimately becomes a drug that's administered to a patient in the clinic.
Oh, it's a fantastic place. Genentech has so much to offer.
It's a great place to start your career, continue it, and finish it here. You know, there's so much to do here.
I'm excited when I'm putting on the steel-toed shoes, walking through the manufacturing plant, because I know what I'm doing is making a difference.
I get to actually do something that goes into the drug that is ultimately administered to a patient.
I love coming to work.
It feels good to be here.
It's knowing every day that you come to work, you're doing something to touch somebody's life.